friends, it's Precious. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'll be sharing with you my top 8 tips that you might want to consider when purchasing bareroot orchids. I find that these tips work well for me in general and whenever there's a huge bareroot orchid sale. And so I thought I'd just share them with you guys, and especially with the newbies who may be shopping for bareroot orchids for the very first time. So we're gonna just go right into the video with my number 1 tip, and that is to get a hold of the catalog. Viewing the catalog allows you to stick, or it helps you to stick to a budget and to also complete your shopping faster. If you don't have a copy of the catalog, you can waste a lot of time and you might not get everything that you wanted and end up leaving the store with orchids that you already have in your collection. Now we're going to go to tip number 2. Try and get to the store early. Guys, I remember my first shopping experience many years ago. I got to the store about 20 minutes before it opened. Store normally opens at 8 o'clock. And when I got to the store, the amount of persons I saw queuing up, I never even bothered to look for the end of the line. I just stood there. And when the store opened at 8 o'clock, I mean the way how the people them rush in to get the orchids. By the time I got inside the store, I couldn't even see one orchid. I had to be peeping over people's shoulder to get a view of the orchids. And by the time I got a chance to make my selection, the best orchids them gone. So you see, the next time, the next sale that was happening, I tried to get to the store early. As a matter of fact, I watched the clock the entire night. I didn't sleep because I wanted to leave out early so that I would be one of the first persons to get to the store the next morning. And I find that reaching the store early and being one of the first set of persons to enter, it really helps. That now takes us to tip number 3. You see, when you enter the store, guys, try to go to that section with your choice selection of orchids. Sometimes the catalog will have new and unusual specimens that everybody's gonna wanna go after. And if those are on your radar, you might want to grab them first, but you might need help in doing so, which will now bring us to tip number 4. Bring along a friend who is knowledgeable about orchids. I have an orchid shopping partner who loves orchids just as much as I do, and will travel the entire island with me to hunt them. I find that works for me because whilst you are shopping, you're selecting at a particular spot inside the store, your friend can be at another section making another selection for you, and that saves time and it also allows you to choose the best orchids. Ladies, if your husband no love orchid, try not to bring him to the store because you don't want to waste time. Bring somebody who loves orchids. But if your husband is a lover of orchids and he makes a great shopping buddy, by all means bring him along. Now we're on to tip number 5, and that is selecting your orchids. Once you have identified the areas in the store where you're going to be making your selection, guys, try to select the best orchids. And by that I mean, for example, the Vandas, select those with healthy canes, green leaves, and a few healthy roots. Dendrobiums, healthy canes, green leaves as well. And for your cattleyas and other orchids, those that have green and healthy pseudoballs. Just try and select those orchids that are in the best of condition and are healthy looking. We now move on to tip number 6. remember to pick up your orchid potting supplies. I mean your wooden baskets, your plastic baskets, your hangers, your nursery pots, your fern bark if you're going to be mounting orchids, your hydrogen peroxide, your Growphite, and any other orchid, your potting media as well, and any other orchid supplies that you know you're going to be needing to pot your orchids. I have a few videos demonstrating how I pot my orchids, so you might want to tune in to see exactly how I do that. And I should also tell you too that the link to purchasing the orchid supplies, they can be found in the description below. Tip number 7. Once you've made your purchases, do not allow them to be packaged inside a plastic bag. Guys, try and invest in a crate. You see the plastic bag, it can generate more heat for the plants, and you don't want to do that, because remember, they have already traveled thousands of miles to get to the store, and I mean some of them are dehydrated, so you don't want to add further stress to the plants. So try and invest in a crate, or a carton box is just as fine, or you can bring your shopping cart. If you don't have a shopping cart, you can find that in the description below. The link to purchase the shopping cart, you can find that as well in the description below. Now my 8th and final tip. After leaving the stores, guys, you're finished making your purchases and you're going to be heading home now, or you should be heading home now. That is my final tip. Very important. Do not attend to other chores after you have left the store with your orchids. You don't want to leave them locked inside your vehicle, because that is only going to generate heat or add more stress to the plants. So try not to do any other chores after you have finished, or after you have left the store. You want to head on home, especially if you have a long journey ahead of you. So guys, the next time you go shopping for bareroot orchids, consider these tips that I just shared with you based on my own experience, because trust me, they have worked for me over the years. And so if you found this video helpful or informative, give it a thumbs up, and also share it with your family and friends who you think might benefit as well. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell icon and select all, so that you never miss out on any of my videos. You can also share your own shopping experience by leaving a comment below. Let us know if you have your own tips. You can share them with us, or if you have any questions concerning this video, feel free to drop me a comment as well below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, stay precious, and see you again in my next video.